Well, we are just hours away from 2021 Patriots training camp. Andy Gresh, our New England Nation analyst, in to join us to preview training camp. All right, Gresh, let's jump right in. Your number one thing you're looking out for, not only tomorrow, first day of camp, throughout the duration of camp.
Well, I think it's kind of the mix of players who are playing with the quarterbacks, because if we're to believe Bill Belichick, there is an open competition. Everything is open, open. And they all have a lot of work to do, and all the jobs are open. So if that's the case, is Cam Newton working with the ones, or is he working with the twos? What are they doing with Cam? Are they working on specialized packaging? Are they trying to allow the young kid to play within this offense? I think the mix of the way practice is structured relative to the quarterbacks and who's in the huddle with them will be fascinating and tell us who's going to be the starting quarterback.
So you mentioned structure. You played at a high level. Take me inside the mindset of an athlete when you put them on a football field and they can't wear pads for the first week.
Yeah, I think it's weird because you're going to go back to, no pun intended, like the blocking and tackling, right? So it's all the stuff, hand placement, make sure you get your head in the right place. It's going to be a lot of kind of the like junior level stuff that you can do. But mentally, Morey, that's where it's going to be different, because that's where you can really screw with these guys. Hey, Dante Hightower, you've been out for a year. Are you ready mentally? Get in there with the green dot, and you're calling the defense in whatever simulation we're going to do. It's those kinds of things that I think this week they can really mess with the players' heads and find out the guys that are mentally tough enough to be able to deal with the rigors of Bill Belichick coaching.
So in the spring, Bill Belichick said after Mac Jones was drafted in the first round, Cam Newton was his starting quarterback. We know that. Today, he said, just left it open when he was asked if there's a competition. Is Mac Jones and Cam Newton on the same starting line in terms of the quarterback competition?
I think they are. However, here's the problem for Cam. If Cam 2 weeks from now is making the mistakes that he was making last year, even just a couple of them more, like if one or two balls are skipping off the ground, if he can't get him into the right play in practice, that's the stuff that I think it'll be a double negative, a double check mark against Cam Newton subconsciously, because the coaches have already yelled at Cam Newton for all this stuff. And from an offensive standpoint, he's supposed to be further ahead than he was last year. So the mental mistakes with Cam, I'll deal with physical mistakes because I think I can correct them. But if he's still making mental mistakes, that's where Mac Jones might have the advantage, because if Mac can throw the ball better than Cam, which he can, and he's mentally right, the kid's going to have a chance to actually steal the job from the beginning.
So that on the flip side, is it a double check mark in the right direction if Mac Jones makes a play or two? Do we blow that out of proportion because he's a rookie?
We totally will. And look, every rookie gets the, oh my God, we're all dazzled by them. But with a quarterback, it's going to be that much more. Think of this, okay? I've been doing this mind-numbing schlock for almost 25 years, and for 20 of them, we've talked about Patriots football, and we've never had to watch the quarterbacks in practice, ever. It was Tom Brady and whichever guy is going to make no money backing him up. Now, we actually have something to watch, and that's going to lead to massive overreaction. Over the years, we've had those kind of camp heroes. Fans will remember guys like Bam Childress and people like that. Oh, yeah, there'll be a lot of tire inflating for these young guys.
17 straight years the Patriots have had an undrafted free agent make the opening 53-man roster. This year, not many undrafted free agents due to what's going on in free agency. But how about a veteran that's playing for his job? Who's been in Foxborough for a couple years and should look over their shoulder and say, I might not have a job if I don't perform?
There are those who thought that like Dante Hightower would be one of those guys. That's lunacy. But I'll give you one, Chase Winovich. He can't. I mean, Rosie stops the run better than Chase Winovich in an NFL game. And I don't want to sound disrespectful, but it just really is the truth. He's a one-trick pony. He can run after the quarterback, and he can do some stuff on special teams, and the ladies love him because he's got flowing locks. Well, those flowing locks will probably be hanging out of a different colored helmet this year.
All right, Andy Gresh here to break everything down. We've got you covered all week on training camp here on the Sports Wrap. We'll be right back after this.